Again, until the day comes when elected officials like myself and others in government and people like Dr. Weinstein have to thank us for nothing, for thanking us for trying to make up for something that should not have to be corrected. So I look forward to joining you at other events and being able to say that we do not need to discuss any restorations or initiatives. We want to discuss extra.
Shema Kolainu, hear our voice. It's our responsibility to make sure that we do hear that voice, that we amplify it in the Senate, and that we best represent.
To present Shema Kolainu's next award, I'd like to call upon New York State Senator Daniel Squadron.
We know that as early intervention and the need to, and ability to make a real difference in kids' lives if you handle it effectively is so critically important.
What Shema Kolainu does to help young students is the beginning. It is only part of the journey that we as a collective community must take together.
Shema Kolainu, board member and my dear friend, Milton Weinstein.
She's actually been to our school, and she takes the time and effort to really get to know the kids and the work that Shema Kolainu does.
I did get a chance to visit Shema Kolainu and to see the school a number of years ago. And it is a remarkable, wonderful school. There are great teachers. It is beautifully run. It is a great program there. This is a school, keep in mind, that started with just 3 children. It has now grown to over 700. It serves not just this borough, but all 5 boroughs in this great city.
My name is Peter Ravenwurzel, and even though I'm acting this morning as the Vice President of Shema Kolainu, I'm also a community liaison with the New York Police Department for the past 20 years. Therefore, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce my new boss.
Under the leadership of Dr. Joshua Weinstein, your organization has traveled around the world to share knowledge, offer support, raise awareness on the urgency of autism care and research.
Christine Quinn, the speaker, had hoped to be here today and bring you greetings from City Hall. However, her father is having some surgery on his knee in the next couple of days, so she felt that she should spend some time this morning with him. I want to pay particular attention to David Weprin, who, as chair of the City Council's Finance Division and Committee, brought this matter to the City Council many years ago. It's an honor for me to present this next award to Preston Niblack, who's the Director of our Finance Division. I know Preston will accept this award on behalf of all of the staff of the City Council's Finance Division.
The work that he's done that helped many nonprofits. He doesn't really always get the credit, and I want to thank you very much for everything. And I also want to thank Preston for being here, for taking the opportunity to accept our award. Preston is very much involved in nonprofits, and organizations such as ours have benefited from his tireless work for the children and families of the city of New York. Thank you.
The person on my left represents, he embodies what public service is all about. So I'd like to ask everyone to please give him your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Weinstein, Ezra, Chuck, for this award, which is indeed, I think, the most beautiful, excuse me, the most beautiful award I've ever received. Most of them are fairly standard. This one's very special. I really have to accept this, as Chuck said, on behalf of the staff of the Finance Division, but also the members of the council. It's really due to the leadership of David Weprin, now his brother, and other members of the council who really recognize the need, I think, for a program, because it was not really being provided by city agencies.
This is always such a well-attended breakfast, and the reason is because of what a wonderful organization this is. Shema Kolainu continues to provide services to children and families, so many of whom would not receive the services and the support that they need.
Because if anyone knows what and how autism creates situation for families and for children. It is Brad throughout his career, and he's lived with it, and he's done many things to advance the cause of autism. I thank him for his.
Cheryl and I, our son, was diagnosed with autism at 2.5 years old. And obviously for anyone whose child or family member is diagnosed with autism, these are very, very, very dark days. But thank goodness, as time went on with all the therapy, my son started to progress. At a little over 4 years old, he started to speak his first word. Okay? And then he started to learn, and then he started to speak more, and then his behaviors started to come into line. And all these great things started to happen. Say he just turned 12 last week, and he's in sleepaway camp with normal developing kids. His sister, his 2 cousins. He's mainstreamed in school. He plays Little League. There are really no special needs supports other than tutoring that goes on in the home. And he has miraculously improved to a point where it would be hard to identify him as autistic.
And for those of you who don't know, he doesn't just run Shema Kolainu, he also chairs an organization that does cutting-edge research and looks at the science of trying to go forward and trying to deal with the challenges that autistic children and their families face. That when people are down and out, when they need a hand, or when they need a crutch, or they need a wheelchair, whatever they need, Pasha Elias Pirkachom the Baba is there for them. And it wouldn't happen without the day-to-day work of Benzine. But at the end of the day, it does require vision, dedication, and commitment. And that's the vision, dedication, and commitment that we have of Rabbi Yitzchak Fleischer. And it's my...
Chazak, continue doing what you're doing. Thank you. And all of the wonderful, wonderful things you do for disadvantaged kids and turning disadvantaged kids into mainstream kids. And for that,
I thank all of today's honorees for the work that they have done to bring autism to the forefront of not only the minds of the people, but the government.
No stranger to Borough Park, Fred Prizeman from the Mayor's Community Assistance Unit, Maya Kramer from Congressman Jerry Nadler's office, Mark Cronenberg, the Chief of Staff to Assemblyman Dov Heiken.
There's more chesed done in the discretionary funding of the City Council and the $500 million that we get to spend on valuable things like the Autism Initiative than there is in the other $69 billion of your tax money that's spent.